Kevin Hunter here on the Business Forum Show, and my special guest is Kevin Snow from Time on Target, and you can find him on the web at time-on-target.com, and the contact number is 612-363-9798. Well, first of all, welcome to the show, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. Nice to be here.
Glad to have you. So talk a little bit about Time on Target. You're one, in addition to a lot of other things, you're one of the directors with BNI, and you're doing some coaching and some marketing work with organizations. So talk about what Time on Target is all about, and when did you start the company?
Well, I actually started the company back in 2011, and the focus was a little different. It was more on training and working with companies and providing some networking and sales training presentations. And I got back from a deployment, and I changed the focus so I could make it something where I could really scale the business up and turn it into a business as opposed to just being a job.
Sure. And
now the focus is really on helping those growth businesses, those entrepreneurs that are transitioning from a founder-driven sales program to a founder-led sales program where they have salespeople, and helping them navigate that transition and figure out how to implement that program so that it's successful, so that it starts generating revenue for them. Or my other clients are what I call my crisis clients, who've already set up that sales program and it's not performing the way they envisioned it to, and now they need help figuring it out and fixing it. So those are my two types of clients and what I like to do.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned about somebody setting up a marketing program and then not getting the results that they were looking for. Do you know that of all the people that come here on the show, out of every 10, 7 will say their number one concern in business is not enough clients, not enough leads in the organization. So when you think about all the different money that people are spending in marketing, there's a lot of things out there that aren't working. Why do you think that is?
I think there's a lot of, and I don't know if this is a proper term, but there's a lot of noise in the sales and marketing industry. And a lot of people saying, well, this works, and there's a lot of people that are just kind of, casting their pole out in the water, hoping that something bites, and not really taking the time to figure out what really works. And it happens a lot with the sales programs. People are just jump in. All right, I need to hire salespeople. I don't have enough time to sell. I'm going to hire people, and I'm going to put them out, and they're going to go sell. And then, well, you're not closing. Why aren't you bringing in revenue? I'm paying you money, and you're not doing anything. And it's not doing that planning piece. And, as an Army officer, that's one thing that we're taught is, you plan. Well, here's where I want to be. What do I have? What are the steps I need to get there? And a lot of businesses just kind of are real fluid in how they develop, and it's not a strategic growth.
So what would you say is your number one challenge in business? You talked about a little bit about the deployment thing, and you deployed between 2011 and now? 2011
and 2012, I was deployed to Kuwait for the drawdown in Iraq, and then I also got to spend a month in the beautiful Afghanistan countryside during that year as well. So
very nice. So you spent some time overseas deployed, you came back, and you realized how dependent the business was on you, and the fact that being gone, a lot of business owners, I think, would share that. But beyond that what are some of your significant challenges in business?
My significant challenges, I think, are probably pretty similar to what most new entrepreneurs are going through. That time management piece. There's lots of moving pieces in a business, from your own sales efforts, working with your clients. In a consultant business, that's a big portion of it. You got to make sure you're taking care of your clients. Developing your new products so that you can continue that revenue generation, and then also having to manage your business, doing all the admin piece and the financial pieces, and making sure that you can continue to operate. So I'd love it if there was, if my body didn't require 6 to 8 hours of sleep a night. That'd be fantastic. I'd get everything done.
Yeah, it'd give you another 30% to your day there, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, helpful stuff. So let's talk a little bit about who's an ideal client for your organization, because Time on Target, you do a lot of different things. What does an ideal client look like for you?
Well, a lot of my sales background is in the technology industry, telecommunications, wireless, network support, software. So I really like working with those technology companies that are growing. I would do all business to business consulting. So I don't work with any retail stores. So I love working with that technology person, helping them really figure out how I translate all this great knowledge that they have into the value propositions that his clients understand and are able to relate to, and say, oh yeah, I do need that. How do I sign up?
Very cool. You mentioned about partnering with other people and professional services to kind of round out your whole offering, and I thought that was really interesting because a lot of business owners don't necessarily see the organization beyond themselves and what they do, and then really hiring a team to do what they do. But you've actually networked with some other professional services. Where did the idea with that come from, and where do you see yourself going with it?
Well, I have a huge history in networking, so when I redesigned my business Time on Target, I wanted to be really specific on what I worked with and where my strengths were, and be the sales guy. I'm not a financial consultant. That money is not my strong point. So I bring in people that can do that. When I see that issue in a client, instead of me trying to give them some, partial shot in the dark advice, I'd rather bring in that expert. Say, you need to talk to this guy. He can fix it for you. And one of my key contacts is in that marketing realm. The people who are developing those marketing programs and strategy for clients, they're a key referral source for me, because those people now have this influx of clients and influx of leads. They want to make sure they're taking advantage of all of them. So I can help them put that process in place.
So we're just about out of time here, but with the last minute we have here, what advice would you give yourself or somebody else thinking of doing a business like yours, if you could rewind the clock back to 2007? Anything you do different?
I think it's all, one of the best things I did is I actually figured out what I wanted to do and what I wanted my business to look like going forward and where I wanted to be, and figuring out what my company was, having that culture of who Time on Target is going to be and how we're going to interact with our clients, as opposed to just jumping in and saying, all right, I am now a sales consultant.
Yes. Amazing how much difference a little bit of clarity and some goals and objectives can bring to the organization. And interestingly enough, that's something that's missing in a majority of companies that are out there. So for a new business person, I have to commend you on doing exactly that. Kevin Hunter with Kevin Snow here on the Business Forum Show. You can find Kevin Snow at timeontarget.com, and that's time-on-target or time-on-target.com. And the contact number 612-363-9798. Kevin Hunter here. Thanks for listening.